Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Working your credit card. Working your credit card, or I'll call it working your credit cards. Now, understand something. In general, because I just talked about dealing with your debt, in general, you want to limit the amount of credit cards you have. And pretty much the way things are now, you need to have them. You need to have them, man, because that even affects your credit score. Because your credit score actually goes up as you consistently keep the payments up. It actually can help you raise it. It'll definitely help you lower it. Definitely do that if you miss any payments. Now, with the credit cards, like a lot of times when people have credit cards, it's usually for a bunch of stuff they don't need. Like they have credit cards for major department stores and all of that, which, to be honestly, they give you, with department stores and stores like that, they give you, you can buy stuff right away and you can get a sale or something, special coupons. But then many of them are charged 20% on what you buy. So something you buy for $100 with the credit card, you paying back $120, maybe even $125. Now some people still get them and think it's convenient, but I'm like, come on now, that's extra money that you didn't need. So that's not the type. Now, if you're going to use credit cards, I would say this: have it strictly for emergency, or even a line of credit. Like, okay, you have a home. There's nothing wrong with having a line of credit there for an emergency, especially if things are tight. It would actually be better if you were able to have a lump sum of money to deal with that. But you never know what could happen. Even with the lump sum, something could happen where you really need a lot. So if you had some type of line of credit or a credit card, or even a credit card that specific purpose is to deal with household things, that'd be good. Or, maybe a line of credit at an auto dealership. Like many of them have, cards you can use. Not dealership, I'm sorry. Repair place. Like that can be important because you can get hit with the car, something. You can be hit, so it's always good to have it. Like something major happens that could be anywhere from a few $100s to maybe a couple thousand. So, if you had something there. But even then, that's just for emergency. And then, maybe have one. It's always good to have at least one major credit card. One major one. Discover, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Only thing with American Express, it's more of a prestige type of card because you got to pay off the whole thing once you spend money on it. Which ain't bad. I mean, this looks good. You say Amex and, it looks good. You look fancy, look like you got status. It's actually something I could get, but I was like, I don't feel like being bothered. I keep my one little card and, boom, spend my money on it and stuff. And, occasionally. And I'll buy major stuff with it, but then I never purchase anything with my credit card that I don't have the money already to pay it off right away, because I'll get it. But then that looks good for credit reporting companies and everything. It's like, oh, he pays it off. Oh, boom, boom, boom. You actually raise your credit score that way. They say, oh, you paid it off. Boom. So it's like, it's good responsibility, good, and it's just a society we live in now. It's actually the society we live in because a lot of people making money off it. Because if you look at the economy, it's primarily a consumer economy. That's why we're having this economic problem now. People ain't out spending money. There's only so much you can buy online. Only so much you can buy online. And even with the restaurants, they still having some takeouts, but, ain't the same as eating there, And then, and even I ain't even going to get into the grocery stores because there's going to be a problem with meat because the virus has showed up at many meat packing plants across the country. So the production is going to be there's going to be slow, and then what they do get out is probably be more expensive. But that's another conversation. But working your credit cards, the thing is, here's a general rule of thumb. Have something just for emergency. You don't spend it like for the car, for the house. For that. All right, have it. Those are like major things that can happen because it's a major deal. So you want to have that. Have at least one card that's like a major thing that if something come up, you want to buy it. Boom. And then if you do get something, as long as it could be a fun item or something like that. You can even like I'll use mine to pay for airline tickets, but then I always had the money to pay it off. And then they report it and say, oh, he paid off that $600 airline bill or whatever. Oh, okay. Ooh, let's add some points to his credit score. Boom. So but work and be intelligent with it, but don't get it just to buy stuff. And you know what? Let me refute something, because I've heard professional financial people say get a like low interest credit card to pay off the high interest credit card. I'm gonna just say from personal experience. This ain't I ain't a major financial expert. I'm a businessman, but I'm gonna say from personal experience. Don't do that. Don't use one to pay off the other. In fact, like I said, limit the cards that you have. Have one major one, because unfortunately, there's always going to be something that say, hey, we need a major credit card to secure this. All right. So keep that one major one. Keep something for, car emergency, house emergency, and, depending on, I don't know, maybe have one for a department store. It'd be iffy. It depends on what you need out of there. If you got to have it, make sure it's for business. Oh, and also, yeah, you can have a business card or business line of credit that you strictly use for business. But other than that, and don't, be smart with it. Don't get a smaller one to pay off the bigger one, because you're still debt, and you don't want to get involved in that. Look at it like this: don't get anything that you can't pay off with your regular salary. Don't do that. All right. So anyway. That's all I got for now. Short and sweet. Oh man, I forgot to say my main thing at the end of the last one, so I'll make up for it twice. I'll say it twice. Let's go make that money. Let's go make that money.